In this video, I'll be introducing the hotel that I did my internship in and also reflect on my internship. For my second internship, I did it in the Ritz-Carlton Shanghai Pudong. The hotel is located in the center of Lujiazui. Shanghai is the metropolis of China. There are a lot of foreigners that will come to Shanghai to work or to live. The Ritz-Carlton Shanghai Pudong is the first hotel that has a luxury working, shopping, and living environment combined together in Shanghai Pudong. The Ritz-Carlton Shanghai Pudong has 285 hotel rooms, and it is in the middle of Shanghai, Lujiazui. In this internship, my role in the hotel is being a trainee in the guest recognitions department. Different from F&B, working in the guest recognitions department is more about showing my personal ability in a team. In the culture of Ritz-Carlton, the motto is "We are ladies and gentlemen, serving ladies and gentlemen." And this is why I choose to work in this hotel. I can see from this motto that every single staff in the hotel really respects the motto, and I can also tell from the culture in Ritz-Carlton. Basically, my job in the guest recognitions department are creating wonderful staying experience for guests so that we can have lifetime guests. For example, if we knew beforehand that the guests come to celebrate their special occasions, for example, their birthdays or their anniversaries, our main job role is to do decorations in the room so that the guests will be surprised and will have a wonderful stay with us. In our hotel, we have two types of room decorations: free and non-free decorations. With free decorations, it will be decorated by our staff. Our standard for free decorations are to hang up a banner and 6 balloons in the room. But with paid room decorations, it will be done by our external carrier, where there are more professional designs and decorations. For example, instead of hanging up a normal banner, there will be word balloons which will make the room look way nicer. For example, when I'm standing in the lobby, there are a lot of guests that visits our hotel for the very first time. Often, they don't have a clue with where they are going. When I see guests that seems very lost, our job role is to go and ask if they need any assistance and also provide assistance to guests. And I am always the one that guides guests to washrooms or to business centers to print or to use the computers in our hotel, or even restaurants in our hotel. Thirdly, I will also guide guests back to their rooms in order to create more chances to communicate with different guests, which will also make it easier for us to engage with them and create wow moments for them in our hotel. During guiding guests back to their rooms, I will introduce the facilities that we have in our hotel, for example, the swimming pool, gym, or spa, and also introduce each room features to guests so they will have a clear idea of what room they're staying in and also what we provide in the room. Other than that, I often deal with guest complaints. Sometimes guests will come up to us and tell us about their problems. At these occasions, my main responsibility is first to comfort the guest and also to solve their problems as quickly as possible in order to fulfill guest satisfactions as much as possible. Before my internship, I wrote my learning objectives and I make progress towards my learning objectives by always remembering them and always asking questions when I don't understand, and also finding ways for me to memorize it. One of my learning objectives are to have a clear knowledge about the hotel, so I can answer different questions from the guests immediately. In order to complete these objectives, for the first few weeks, after I finish work, I will always revise on what I have learned, and spend 15 minutes revising the notes that I made during work every day. For example, the room types that we have in the hotel, or the operating hours of each restaurant in the hotel, or also any updated informations that are happening to our hotel. For example, renovations of facilities or renovations of restaurants. And other learning objectives that I created for myself is to learn how to engage with guests using the Ritz-Carlton standard. In Ritz-Carlton, the hotel always encouraged us to engage with guests and create lifetime guests, and also to use the resources that our hotel has. The third learning objective is to learn how to communicate with guests efficiently in order to create a memorable experience for them. Since I work in the guest recognitions department, most of my time I will be communicating with guests, and during the communication process, there are a lot of times where I will be receiving different news. For example, the guests actually came to spend their birthday at our hotel or spend their wedding anniversary at our hotel. In order for me to engage with the guests, after receiving the news, I will always think of different ways to surprise them. For example, giving them birthday and wedding cakes, or to decorate their rooms before their arrival. I have actually learned and came up with a technique to communicate and get the information that I need from guests as much as possible by practicing and catching every chances I have to talk with different people every day. Other than practicing, I will always spend some time every day after work to revise on different informations or updated news about the hotel in order to assist guests with any needs or any help. My manager and co-workers also saw my strength, so most of the time I will be engaging with guests by talking to them while they're check-in, or when they need help with anything, or even when they are waiting in line to check in. This is also what I love to do, since the first step of engaging anyone or even guests is to talk and communicate with them. I think this is a huge bonus for me and also what I stand, since I will always have a huge smile on my face whenever I talk with guests. I believe that the guests will actually be very happy as well. There's actually one time where the guest said I have a beautiful smile on my face even when I'm wearing a mask, and she felt very positive. And I was actually very happy, and I still remembered it in my heart until this day. Everything can be done together. Whereas in guest recognitions, it is all about myself and performing myself to remember everything and really understand the concept behind the information. My manager and coworkers saw my weakness, and they actually helped me with memorizing and reminding me if I get the information wrong. Working in the guest recognitions department, there really isn't something that I don't like to do. It is just difficult for me to do, but I never avoid a job, since I always believe if others can do it, I will be able to do it as well. It is just that sometimes there are some aspects that I am not good as my coworkers. For example, guiding guests back to their rooms and introducing guests to their facilities that we have in the hotel, or even how to make the decorations in the room more festive and make it look nicer. Any classes that I can take. So then I went on to the hotel's website and look through it in details so that I can always make sure I have the most updated information, and I will always go back home, take 10 to 15 minutes to quickly revise on the information every day. When I'm off that day, I will not look at the information because I know if I do that, I will lose my interest very quickly. Therefore, in order to make sure I still have a huge interest for work, I will find different methods to balance my lifestyle. In the rooms department, there are a lot of different relationships that can relate to money. For example, upselling guests to different suites or to different rooms. There will always be some conflicts or problems in terms of who the upselling money will go to. At first, I didn't know that it is calculated by departments, and I don't really have a clear mindset about this, as I have so much other things to remember. Some of my colleagues didn't like that I always give the upsell rooms to the other departments. But at the end, I observed the environment, and if my colleagues from my other department is free at the time, then I will give it to my colleague. If not, then I'll just give it to my colleagues in the other department.